Okay, so now you're welcome back to the other part of the class. So here we're going to learn referencing. So referencing is the way by which Excel reference cells. If you look at this, Excel is pointing towards cell I6 plus J6. By default, Excel works with what is called relative reference. That is the reason when you copy a formula down, Excel will just follow that trend and copy it along that line. If you like, put zero there. Excel will continue to copy all those cells and multiply. If you multiply or you add and perform the same operation that you have performed, the more step, each step you take, Excel will also follow that step. If you look at this, this is we added these two cells together. The first two cells before this number, before this cell. If you come here, it will have the immediate first two. If you go here, it will have the next immediate first two. So Excel will be jumping one cell at a time, one cell each. As they are moving, one cell each, one cell, one cell. That is how Excel will be uh, adding together or jumping the cell. So that is called relative reference. Now, sometimes when you are working, you don't want Excel to just copy by default. You want to control what the way Excel is interpreting your number. So in that case, what do? There are two options that we have. We have what is called absolute reference and we have what is called mixed reference. What is an absolute reference? Absolute reference refers to a way by which a cell is being locked. You lock a row and column part of the name of a cell. You know, a cell is made up of two things. Cell I6. I6. I stands for column, 6 stands for row. So two things. So sometimes when you use absolute reference, we want to fix both column and row. We want to lock that cell. We want to lock it on the column side. We want to lock it on the row side. Is that clear? We want to lock the column. We want to lock the row. So that, like in this case, we have 100 naira here. 100 naira. We want to use 100 naira to multiply all these quantities. You know, if you use the relative preference, you come here, if you type equals to this times this, you get the first one correctly. If you mistakenly copy this, what do you have? Error. You have zero. Because by default, Excel will be shifting the cell. Meanwhile, we only need one single cell. If you copy down, you're going to have the same thing also. Same experience. Wow. Because what? Excel keep changing all these cells. That is the reason why we now need to use what is called absolute reference. Now let's see how that works. Now we want to fix this 100 naira cell. We want to ensure that only this cell multiply everything we have. What do? We type equals to 100, select cell BC. Then you press what is called F4 on your keyboard. Let me show the keyboard. This is the keyboard. And when I press function key, this function key, can you see F4 here? If I click F4, something will happen here. Let me click this setting again and click function F4. So in some keyboard, you don't need to press function before you press F4. In some keyboard, you have to press function key before you press F4. So it depends on which system you are using. Then you hit enter. Now you can see that what we have here is now $B, $6. $B means the column is fixed. $6 means the row is also fixed. So this thing cannot jump right, cannot jump down. It can't jump anywhere because it's already fixed on both sides. Fixed on column, fixed on row. Now let's multiply this now. Multiply by 200. So I've multiplied our locked cell with 200 now. Let me copy to the right. And you see that everything is pointing to that 100 now. Why? Because we've locked BC. Why this is enjoying freedom? That's why we're able to copy from the right to left. This cell is enjoying the C9 is enjoying freedom. When you copy it to this place, it becomes D9, E9, F9, G9. You see. And the same thing if you copy all of them down. Everything still point to what? To 100. That is how absolute reference work. All absolute references, that's the way they work. So when you lock a cell, and if your effort is not working, you can equally type dollar in front of B and dollar in front of 6. So that means you are locking the cell either on the column or on the row side. Please, this is very important in Excel. This knowledge is very key because it defines how much time you're going to waste trying to rebuild formulas every time. You can see a simple formula now was used to fix this. You have to use one formula for this, one formula for this, formula for this, and formula upon formula. No. But with your knowledge of reference, one formula is enough to fill all the entire sheet sometimes because you're able to put reference in the right place. Let me do it once again. Equals to, I'm starting from here, come around. This is a free man because we want to copy to the right to down. Multiply by this. Now before I leave here, I just press F4 on my keyboard. Now I can see that my B is locked and C is also locked. So I can just copy down and drag to the right. That's it. Is that clear? Can you try it on your own?
Yes.
Should I give you should I give you 2 minutes to do that?
Yes, I've done that already.
Working fine.
And I also want to ask: is it possible for us? We can also name that rate range and multiply it by that named rate.
Yes, sure. You can just call it rate. You can just call this rate and you multiply everything by rate. No problem. It's the same thing. It works the same way. Now let's look at this. We want to learn what is called mixed reference. What we have learned is called what? Absolute reference. And sometimes we have mixed reference. When do we have mixed reference? When you have your your reference in more than one cell. You want to reference all these 5 rows, 5 cells, and all the 5 cells are on the same row 24. We have all the 5 cells on row 24. Sometimes you can have all your reference on column. Like in this case, we have everything on column A. That is called, we're going to use what is called mixed reference. Or else, you have to create formula upon formula. But to create a single formula to create this, we're going to use equals to. Now remember, the rate is on the row. It means we want to maintain this row by all means. We are only interested in what? In this row. Now just select this cell and press F4. This is called absolute reference, column and row. F4 again. Now for the second time you can see that the column is relaxed, but the row is fixed. That is when you press F4 twice. When you press twice, your row is arrested while the column is relaxed. So we have done what we want. This is only what we need to do, and just multiply by this. So with this knowledge, just copy to the right and copy down. Everything will work perfectly. So each column is pointing to the top. Each column is pointing to the top. Each column is pointing to the top. Pointing to the top. Not everybody is jumping that row because everything only points to that row. We have locked that row, so it won't move to anywhere. Why we leave the column? Because we still have some in column D, we have some in column E, we have some in column F, we have another rate in column G. So we have different rates, rate in different columns. That's why we leave that column out. The same thing with row. We can also have our data on a column. In that case, we're going to press F4 3 times. Equals to this, we have picked the cell F4 or cell lock, F4 row lock, F4 for the third time. Row is free and column is also locked. We have the column locked now. So let's multiply this by cell here. Hit enter, and we can multiply this. We can copy this down here and copy this across. So we see that everything will point to the first column on its row. So we can see everything is pointing to the row, the first column on that row. That is called mixed reference. Is that clear?
Can we take that again for the row and the column, please?
Okay, let's do it again. We have this cell. I'm starting with column now. Equals to this multiply by this. Let me just use relative reference first. If I copy this down along the column, I don't have any issue, right? Multiply the right thing for me. But if I mistakenly drag it to the right along the row, what happens? First,
Error.
it's giving us error because it has jumped from here to here, and we don't want it to leave this. We don't want to leave this column A. That is the problem we are facing now, because it has jumped to B. That's why we have error. We have B40.
Yes.
We come here, that jump to C. Here is now C. Can you see C now? C and E. So we don't want it. We want to maintain column A. So we can come back here and click on the A40. Press F4 3 times. Now, by the third time, you can see that A has been arrested with that dollar sign. B, the 40 is enjoying freedom. Now, so let's drag this down and across. Now, everything is working fine. Just by pressing what? F4 3 times.
Okay.
The same thing applicable to this. This also. If you multiply this cell, you just multiply this by this and hit enter. You get the first done correctly. If you copy towards the row, towards this, no, everything is working fine. 25, you're going to get error because that row, that row 24 is very important to this formula. So what we need to keep now is that row number. I just come back to this T24 and I will just put dollar sign 3 times, 2 times. Just put dollar in between. Shift dollar and shift 4 as dollar sign. You can use hand to type it. So it doesn't matter. I can now say, okay, I copy this down and I drag this to the right. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let's look at another lesson. We want to learn what is called how to use text to column. That's what is called text to column. Sometimes when you download data, you copy some data, you need to split them and get something out of some other. Especially when your data has the same sequence. Data, for example, we have bank statement. A bank statement reads blah 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 semicolon. Then the name followed by slash, followed by amount, followed by forward slash again. So if all of them follow the same pattern, when you want to split that column, it will be easier for you to split them across that pattern. You know that okay, everything before the first semicolon stand for what? Reference number. Next thing after semicolon stand for the name of the person. Okay, anything after that is amount. Anything after the forward slash is this. Anything, are you getting me now? That's the way when you have a number and then sequence, you use split to column to do the text to column to split that column. Look at this column here. Look at this column. Springfield start for city. The IL here stand for state. The 62702 stand for zip. And anything after that, they are noisy. So we have Springfield. The first thing before the comma is called what? It's called city. Now I want to get the city name into this cell. What do? Let's select our data. I've selected the data. Here I will go to my data tab. Here we have under data tool, we have text to column. Have you checked that on system? You select your data, then go to data tool, you will see text to column there. Under text, when you click on text to column, you have two options. Option one is delimited or fixed width. Then it's asking you, what do you want? You want me to delimit, you want to split based on a particular delimiter, or you want to split everything equally. That is a fixed width. So for now, we want to remove the name, and to get the name, we'll just need to use this comma to get the name out. So we're going to use delimiter. Click on next, and here, what do you want? You want to use comma. Put comma here and remove this. Just put comma in that cell. Select comma there, and it's next. Now here it's asking for destination. I can drag this out. The destination is there, and destination is there. You can see that I click on this and I select this place. So I can click on finish now. Click OK. You can see that the city name has been removed successfully. We have removed the city name successfully. Now, every other thing now, as the remaining part has been shifted to this IL6202, IL6157, IN this, everything, and we now have them in what? In understate. So now, the state code, all these state abbreviations are just two digits, which means that we can use space to remove them, or we can use we can also use fixed width. Since they are two, we can use a line. Just cut this pair off, because if you want to use space, it's going to affect this one also. All this one will also scatter. 29, 6, 1, all those things will scatter also. So let's use fixed width to remove this now. So I'm going to select this entire column again, go back to my data tab, click on text to column, and then click on fixed width, click on next. And you see, Excel has even suggested where the line is likely to be. You can say, okay, just click on the finish. Click OK. Then it has cut the state name again using what? Using fixed width. And finally, we want to remove the zip code. We know that the first 5 character here is what? Is our zip code. So we can use, at this point, we can use either of the two. We can use fixed width to cut the row off, just the 5 digits off, or we can use this dash, as dash that we have after that. All of them has dash, all of them has the dash, except this one that doesn't have any number at the back. So let's select this data. Data tab, text to column. So you can use this. Okay, let me do it like, let me do the first app. So use the first app using text, using fixed width. So data tab and select text to column, fixed width. Next, the next. Now I want to select where the line will be. I can come here and click this line. I just click the back of this number. I just click once and click finish. Click column now for us. Two columns are being splitted. Then splitted when we use a fixed width. We can also use the dash. You can use dash also. Since there's a dash after the source code. So click on data tab, text to column, delimiter, next. Then here you type, since we don't have a dash here, just click on others and put dash. Shift this. This is our dash. This is a dash. This one, minus sign. Then if it finish the keyboard. Oh, sorry. Nothing happened there. Let me check again.
Yeah, you still have the comma highlighted.
No, there's no comma here again. This is it.
No, you still have it highlighted.
I didn't highlight
So you
before.
have,
Let's check it now. I think I didn't highlight before. Let's do it again. I don't know. Let's check what is wrong. Let's do it again. Click on this. Then text to column. Delimiter. Next. Okay, this is the check, Dabi. Okay, maybe. Let's check and finish. It's not written. Okay, let me copy this.
what you have there is underscore. You are supposed to have just the minus sign.
Okay, I didn't use. Okay, what did I use? Underscore, right?
Underscore, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to copy. When it's giving you like this, just copy the cell itself. Control C. You can also copy it. It can be something you find difficult to type sometimes. Then you just select the cell, then go to that tab, select text to column, delimited, next. Oh, I have underscore here.
Yes.
Okay, I put dash now and click finish. See, it's doing the same thing. Okay, let's use fixed width then. If it's not working, let's go back to our fixed width and cut it off straight away. That's the column, the limiter, sorry, fixed width, next, and select the fixed width. Back, fixed width, next, don't need this, you want this one. Take this off, just click on it, double click, and click finish. Okay. So successfully, we can now, in our analysis now, we can go ahead, delete the noises off, and here is our clean data. Is how to use text to column. So two options are there. We have the option of using fixed width, or use the option of what? Delimiter to split your columns. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Then let's look at data validation. Data validation. What is data validation all about? Data validation is used to reduce the rate at which error can be inputted into our cell. We don't want people to, you have a data that people will be entering data into, and you want to control the kind of data that can be entered into the cell. You use what is called data validation for that. Remember, when you are filling forms, when you hit Nigeria, you want to hit state, what do you have? You have a drop down list. You just pick from that list. If you type any other name that is out of that list, it will not be accepted from you. That is a sample of what is called data validation. Imagine you are entering scores of exam where you have between 0 and 100, and somebody mistakenly typed 700 instead of 70. You know it's going to distort your report or analysis. So to avoid that, what do? You validate, let's say this is score. Hold on. What do? You validate that row. For example, let's look at this row. I'm selecting this row or the cell or anything. Then I will go to data tab. Under data tool here, see on the data tool, we have what is called data validation. I see that it's not showing here, but when I touch it, I can see which one is data validation. We have move duplicate, we have flash field, we have all the things there. But we are going to use data validation now. Click on data validation. By default, any value can enter into this cell. But now I want only numbers now. I want whole number enter. Whole number, what do you want to? Is it not between, or whole number that's equal to, or not equal to, or less than? These are the options I have. But now I want to use between 0 and 100. Can we do that, everyone? Can we try that? Select the cell, go to data tab, under data tool, click on data validation, then select all number. Allow, when you click on allow, you click on select all number between 0 and 100 and click OK. So we only want 0 to 100 to be inputted into this cell. So if somebody types 0, it will accept it. 25, accept it. 200, 245. Wow. It's going to throw it away. We try 43. Enter. 234. Because it has been validated to take between 0 and what? And 100. It can be between 0 and 1 million. It can be between 1 million and 2 million. It can be between any number. And it may not be a whole number. You can pick decimal. Anything you like, just put there. It's going to take that. That is validation. It also works with date. It works with date also. Selecting the column under date, filter tab, validation. Yes. Okay, this is what we have there before. Let me clear all. I've cleared everything we have there before. I said, okay, edit value. I change it to what? To date. The date should be between what day and what date. For example, we want a date that is not more than maybe you are entering date and date of birth is not more than 18 years. We don't want anybody that is more than 18 years to this company. And which year is 18 years ago? Which year is 18 years ago? 18 years should be like 2007, right? Let's say 2007. It means anybody, any name that is, we want any name that is great, that is less than 2007. That's what we want. We only want any date that is less than this, and it's okay. So any date that is after that date, we don't want it. So let's say 23/1/2006. Oh, 2006, sorry. Accepted. 1/1/1970. Accepted. Now when you say 2/1/25, then accept this again. Not accepted. If I change it back to 2005, accepted. Why? Because we validated it to not just to take anything that is less than 2007. That is how validation works. We can also say, okay, we want to validate state of origin. We want to pick from the list. You can say equals to, sorry, you can just select the range and click on data tab, validation. You click on what? List. Where is the list? Click on this inside this place. Source of the list. Sorry. Asking for the source of the list. There is the source. So this is the source. Then you can click OK. Now, you can see that at the bottom here, at the right side here, you can see the drop down. You cannot see that. You can see the drop down here now. Unfortunately, you cannot search. But I think with Google Sheets, you can search. You can start typing the name and it will bring up the name. Push it. But with Excel, you can just pick or you type the name. You can type the name out for no. You can type it out for no. But if you make mistake and you type Bonner will not go. Because what? Because we have validated the column. So as to reduce error, you validate that column. Because okay, the date, only the date, the sales, let's say this is a sales table or sales data. We only want 2025 sales only. You can validate it to any date between January 1 to 31st the maximum 25. So anything outside that will not be accepted into that cell. Now, under validation, there are two options there. Option one, we have input message. Sometimes you can put message here. Okay, you can say, okay, state of origin. And you can put, okay, your enter your state of origin. Enter your state of origin. That is the name. We have state of origin, we have this, and I click OK. So when you click on it, you can see state of origin, enter your state of what? Origin. That is a guide. It is as a guide for whoever is filling out. When you click on that form, it will pop up on your screen. We also have what is called warning. We have warning here also. Sorry. We have warning. Error alert. On error, we have two types of error alert here. We have stop and we have information. The stop sign is the one we have been using all this while. By default is stop sign. That is by default. But sometimes you only want to warn the person. Warning when you click on retry for warning will give you the option of do you want to continue? Warning will give you an option. Do you want to continue? If you click yes, no alarm. Let's say we come here. Let's quickly turn the warning sign. Let's say please. Let's say error. Please confirm that this is correct. Let's say this is our note. Click OK. Now we have this. When you type delta double T, enter. Oh, what happened? I will remove the list. Let's go back. I think that I remove the list. I click clear here. Sorry. Data tab, validation, selection, more than one type of error. Okay, erase current settings and continue. Okay. No allow. We set it again. We set the list. And the list is there. Okay, so we come to error alert. Okay. Error. Please confirm. Please confirm. Okay. So we want to use warning. Confirm before continue. Or before continuing. Okay. Now this place, if you now click on the state now, you can pick any state. But if you mistakenly type delta, enter. Can you see that? Please confirm before continuing. Please confirm before continuing. It's asking you, do you want to continue? You can click yes. And see that it has accepted it. That is the difference between stop and then warning. While stop will not allow you to go, warning will give you option of continuing or you change your mind. Is that clear? That is data validation and drop down list. Two things there. So in that way, in that class, we learn how to validate cells, different cells, using different criteria, number, date. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of validation you can do there. But the more you do it, the more you understand what the concept is all about. But the basic thing is understand how to use the basic thing there. Then you can always build on that. Okay. So the next thing we're going to learn is data structuring in Excel. Data structuring in Excel is usually referred to as a table. In Excel, the structure data is data in a table, while unstructured data are the data in a range. When you just have a range, it's called unstructured data. When you have your data in the table, it's called structured data. In Excel, remember that in quote in Excel, the structured data may not be table in SQL, may not be table in other one. But in Excel, structured data refers to table. Now, how do we do that? Yeah. To create a table is very easy. Just press select your data and press Ctrl T. Click on, you can see that I only selected a single cell, not all my data. But because there are no spaces between my data, I only click on one. Click on one data and now since my data has header, department, category, I will leave this one checked. If my data does not have this, I won't check this. But now my data has header, I will check this. Okay. So we have our data now is now a structured data. A structured data. Now let's say as it is now, when you click on this data and you look up at the at your ribbon here, you see additional ribbon called table design. When you click outside, it will go up. When you click on data, it will come again. Click outside, it go up. That is how to know that your data is a table. To know that your data is a table, when you click on that data, you see table design. So what do you do with table design or design? You can you have name by this side where you can rename it to be grocery table. Remember, you don't put space in between the name. And if you put space, it will not access it. That is now here. If enter, see the data is there. I have all okay. I just need in front of this place, I need just the October code. I need a column. How do I get a column out of it? I press, there is what is called a square bracket here. This bracket here, square bracket, I can put it here. When you click on this square bracket, you can see all the columns. It will list out all the columns. I can select what I want, or I want all the headers, I want the data, whatever you want, you can also select. After this, you can see what do you want. They ask you, okay, I need category column, and I close the bracket with same square bracket, enter. See now, I can call out the column, I can call out with that square bracket, I can call the column only. Another thing with your table is this. On your table, we can remove duplicate, summarize pivot table, or put a left pivot table. You can convert when you want to want to use table again, you can convert back to range from here. You can convert back to range by clicking on this cell. It will convert your table back to range. You can insert slicer. Slicer can work with your data. You want to sort, you want to filter by department, you can see. Instead of using the regular filter, you can just come here and click on the bakery. You can see all bakery results will show. Dairy, meat, produce. So, and you can remove filter also. So that is how slicer works. You can use that to quickly check your data to see, you want to check the report of bakery, you want to check the report of something, of meat, of this, and you remove it. That is other things. You can see, you know, I click on slicer too. We have another slicer setting there. But let's leave slicer setting for now. Let's go back to our table design. Also, you can equally show total row. We have header already. The header is there. If you want to show the header, you can remove header. The header has gone up. And you can remove, you can return, sorry, you can return the header row. The branded row, this line means the branded row. You can show and you can remove branded row. Change columns also, you can branded column. This filter button, this button here, you can choose to show it or to hide it. And you can add total row. Total row is now showing us total sales. And here you can have total rows also. They're already here in everything. If I want to have the total sales, I want to know the total sales, sum the above. You can also say, no, I don't want this. I want average. I want average instead. Oh, because there's no average in there's no average here for this thing. Just call it total. Huh? Let's call it average. It's dividing this column, but you can have what is called average here. Average here, have average here, and we can have average here. So that is what total columns, when that total button, that is what it does. Another advantage of using a structured table or structured data is that it's easier to add to your row. I want to add January now. Just type January and see that's added. And just add February. That's joined. Also, I want to add something here. I don't want this. Let me remove this for now. I want to add another one here. Produce again. Produce. And you see that's added new row. Daily, fish. So as you are joining cell, is expanding, all these things become part of grocery table. So you don't need, if you have used the formula somewhere before for grocery table, you don't need to go back and be editing the formula. Once you have called it, you've done something with grocery table, it will continue. Let's say you have total equals to total sum, sorry, equals to sum, open the bracket, grocery table, square bracket, December, close the bracket, and close the entire bracket. This is the sum of December. Now, somebody has added something to December now. Are we in December? Okay, somebody added something. You can see that automatically it will be expanding itself. I don't need to go back to the formula to go and be editing it because I call December. Anything that comes there under December will be joined together. So automatically it expands. That is the reason why we don't use offset formula any longer. Before now, you need to use offset formula to be able to make sure that your data is dynamic. But now, with your table, your range will become dynamic. Is that clear?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Then we look at the next one we're going to look at is called subtotal. And see, all these are some of the things we need when we're working with our data. We have what is called subtotal. We want to get subtotal into our data. We want to know what total army, total amiya, total bond, total sales from each of these sales people. How do we do that? And where do we get subtotal from? Under our formula tab, we have what is called subtotal. Where is it? The formula tab. The tab subtotal is there. Okay. Subtotal. How do you get subtotal out of this? So you click on your data, select your data here, select your data here, and you click on the subtotal. Click on subtotal. So
Your
if you
screen has disappeared
have
though.
to, ask, oh, sorry. Okay, is it back? I think it's back now, right?
Yes, it's back now. It's back.
Okay. So this is my data. I have my data selected. Now I can come here to my data tab. Here I have what is called subtotal. Click on subtotal. It's asking me on what do you want to do at the change of what? Okay, I can see at the change of each of the salesman. I want to know at the change of each of the salesman. I can say, okay, no, at the what you have to do is you have to sort. If you want to use salesman, you sort it. If you want to use segment, you sort the segment. I can say, okay, at the change of segment, I want you to hard for me. But for now, I think our salesman is sorted. Click on this and calculate sum. Okay, after at the end of this, I want to see sum of quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. I want to see the sum of these four, and that's all. Click OK. And you see that it has created RT total. You can see Army total, ANIA total, Bond total, Brilliant total, Bruce total. So it has created subtotal for all of them. And we also have the grand total at the end of the day. Quarter by quarter. That is how to use subtotal function. Okay. Okay, screen is no more showing. Is it showing now? Okay, yes. Okay, so that is how to use subtotal. So let me select again and let's do it once more. Let's remove all. Let's sum it by this. I want to sum by the segment. So I can select my data. I press Ctrl A to select all. Then go back to data tab. Select subtotal. That's okay. At the change of segment, find the average of quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, and total. Okay, it's okay. So you can see the average sales at the average automotive average, chemical average, and ground average. Are you okay with that? I think we have been able to demonstrate that using two different methods or two different columns. That is a simple way by which you can just use the subtotal, and instead of wasting your time trying to sort greater this and that, subtotal will just give you to subtotal everything once and for all, and you can just copy everything from here. I just click on the one in the middle. I click on the one in the middle now. You want everything to expose, you can expand it from 3. You can collapse from here, you can collapse from here. Collapse, expand, expand. So now let's quickly see when you can copy, you can just come here and copy alone. Control A, Control C, and here Control V. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Control Z. Okay, when you have something like this, you want to copy everything. We don't want to copy everything. We only want to copy all these visible cells alone. That's what is called Control G or Control 5. Control 5. Oh, sorry, Control G or F5 function. Control G is called go to. Where do you want to go to? You want to click on special. You want to click on visible cells. Visible cells only. Click OK. If you want to copy your visible cells, here, visible cells only. Control G, special, visible cell, OK. Then Control C. I'm copying now. What I've selected before, and I'm copying now. After Control G, copy, Control V. So it's going to copy the visible cells for me. All other hidden cells will not come. All the other ones are hidden. So I've summarized my based on column, and you can see the summary of each of them. That's another way by which you can also simplify our data. Then let's look at duplicate remover. Duplicate remover. Let me stop the recording again.